How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, you really need to go get your shit. Oh, yeah. I already got my grape juice on deck. Plenty ice, plenty lemon. Oh, Candace, True Royal about to drag your ass. You trying to make a name for yourself, by any means. And it's always off the backs of the royal family. Now, remember when that last live stream that I did about there's going to be a cost messing with royalty. And I said, you don't have to execute anything. You can just think negative thoughts. You can even think good thoughts. Don't even think about us. So that's for the enemy and the enemy supporters. Now we see here that Candace Owens proudly like to be a part of the coon bunch. And she's pissing off a lot of people. So, True Royal I gotta do what I gotta do. All right. I may overlap on some things and stuff, but it's nice to refresh some folks' memories because some people are new to the True Royal family or True Royal. This gonna be long, my royal family, and real juicy. Oh yes. I will be showing a series of videos to get to know Candace Owens and all her accomplishments. And I'll be reading from a number of articles, but I'm going to just extract the juicy parts. So you need to lean all up in it because we're getting ready to go on a journey. So Candace Owens. Oh, Candace Owens. One thing that Candace loved being is a straight ass thug. And over on News One, they, because she didn't develop the history, and I already know about it because I've done quite a few videos on it. Straight con artist or a coon artist, like I say, just always, trying to work a twist. And then she found her little niche. But I'm still saying something is not right on the home front because the last time that I recall doing a video, Candace Owens, and this came from her directly, around midnight, she caught her husband having sex with her brother, and she asked could she join in, and they told her no. All right, remember that? I'm just refreshing your memory, my royal family, and I'm giving time for y'all to go get your shit. I keep saying you don't know what True Royal gonna come up with over here. All right, I know I've been missing in action, but I have to take care of my immediate situation too, and I expect that from the royal family. So I appreciate y'all with your continuous supports and all in the donations and everything. And this last round, I sent out quite a few donations and supplements, from the donations. And it doesn't come from True Royal. It comes from the royal family. I'm not really a good gift receiver. And, coronavirus, I take it extremely serious. So I immensely thank the royal family that though your dollars are going to people that greatly need these supplements and stuff. All right, we got all that taken care of. I done milked it for all it's worth. Oh, Candace, I'm going to be very unforgiving how I'm going to get down with you. I'm going to be real petty, my royal family. I'm going to talk bad about her hair and all that. Because Candace Owens, I don't know. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know. Sometimes I just wonder. So before we get started, I'm going to read a bit of an article, this first one, that really caught my eye. And let's see what we have here. Let's catch this because I really like how they broke this down. Okay. So this article, when did they publish this? Let me see. Is there a date on? Yeah. Is there a date on this? Okay, by News One staff. I don't see a date. I always like to give the dates. All right, we'll just proceed on my royal family because this really caught my eye. Candace Owens is doing everything humanly possible to be the next Omarosa. I've been saying that, my royal family, and I'm going to be truthful with y'all. I don't like Candace. I don't like Omarosa, how she get down. But I like Omarosa. I like how she just, she always on point, cacao with the clothes, the hair, nails, all that. You ain't gonna never catch that sister having a bad hair day. She's always sharp. All right? And she's smooth with her shit. Now, I've been very disappointed in her. But ain't that kind of strange that I know what Omarosa is on, but I still like her. I ain't gonna front over here my royal family. Anyway, I'll read that part again. Candace Owens is doing everything humanly possible to be the next Omarosa. She seeks as much praise from white conservatives as possible. She publicly insults black people who don't agree with her by making slave references. She is also a clear con artist or unquote coon artist and an opportunist. Fame and attention in politics is much easier when you are the rare black conservative as opposed to a black progressive. Well, for all of this foofery, Owens has been honored with an award that no one knows about. This was deep when I was reading this. Anyhow, when I was going through this article, they said that she got this award called the Impact Award. There is no information on this so-called Impact Award. One social media user even pointed out, oh yes, the Impact Award looks damn, they reworded that terrible. They should have said look it up, for about 1,000 different awards called the Impact Award. Well, okay, I'm going to assume it was for the highest safety ratings in vehicle crash tests or whatever. So whatever, she made that shit up. Don't believe nothing that Candace is talking about. So I had to knock that little article out. And we're going to get to know Candace a little bit better. And then I have something to read after this video. And we're going to lean all up in my royal family. So let's get let's rehash some things with this thug.
After being embraced by right-wing pundits for her often controversial ideology, Candace Owens became a conservative icon practically overnight. Since then, she's become a Fox News regular, a die-hard Trump supporter, and even a congressional witness. But who is she really? This is the untold truth of Candace Owens. Candace Owens co-founded the marketing agency Degree 180 in 2015, where her political posts were very different from the Owens people know today. For example, she wrote about what she called the crazy antics of the conservative Tea Party, adding that she expected that faction to eventually die off. But in 2016, her political transformation began with her next business venture, a site called Social Autopsy, that would serve as a searchable database to expose so-called cyberbullies and trolls. Many felt this was an invasion of privacy and would lead to rampant doxing. In retaliation, people began to dox Owens herself, making information such as her address and contact information available to the public. At the time, Owens was also reported to have received threatening emails and texts, many of them of a racist nature. This incident led Owens crossing paths with alt-right figures such as Mike Cernovich. Cernovich later told NBC News, "I reached out to offer some moral support, told her to keep her head up and not let the hate get her down." And that's all it took.
I became a conservative overnight. I realized that liberals were actually the racists, that liberals were actually the trolls.
In 2018, rapper Kanye West sparked significant controversy when he tweeted, "I love the way Candace Owens thinks." During Turning Point USA's Young Black Leadership Summit later that year, Owens debuted a line of merch clothing for her so-called Blexit movement, which she claimed West had designed. Owens said, "Blexit is a renaissance, and I am blessed to say that this logo, these colors, were created by my dear friend and fellow superhero Kanye West." However, West denied all involvement with the merchandise. He tweeted, "I introduced Candace to the person who made the logo, and they didn't want their name on it, so she used mine. I never wanted any association with Blexit. I have nothing to do with it." Owens publicly apologized to West on her official Blexit blog, but by then it was too late. West tweeted, "My eyes are now wide open and now realize I've been used to spread messages I don't believe in. I am distancing myself from politics and completely focusing on being creative." Let's just say that didn't last long either. These days, a huge part of being a popular right-wing personality is to engage in climate change denial. And sure enough, on a 2018 episode of The Joe Rogan Experience, Candace Owens and Joe Rogan got into a heated argument over this particular issue. Despite Rogan providing Owens detailed evidence and statements from scientific journals on how humans are exacerbating climate change, Owens refused to change her mind on the subject. Her reason for not believing in climate change was apparently due to the way it is presented to the public by liberal politicians. When Rogan showed her a survey reported by ScientificAmerican.com, Owens was quick to criticize the publication itself.
Yeah, .com though, because that means it's making money. I don't trust that. If it was a .org, I would probably take that, but this is just a random website.
After Rogan explained that it wasn't just a random website, Owens doubled down on her assertion. She went on to explain that she can't bring herself to believe the consensus of the scientific community because global warming has been so politicized. Rogan agreed, but made the point that's why she feels the need to push back on scientific data.
Reddit?
It's an ideological right-wing point.
Right.
Is that global warming isn't real.
Right. But I think that I have a right to say that I don't believe in something, but that I also don't know.
On March 15, 2019, a 28-year-old shooter attacked 2 Christchurch mosques in New Zealand, killing 51 Muslim worshippers and injuring dozens more. In his 74-page manifesto, the shooter wrote that it was Candace Owens who had radicalized him into his beliefs. He wrote, "Each time she spoke, I was stunned by her insights, and her own views helped push me further and further into the belief of violence over meekness. Though I will have to disavow some of her beliefs, the extreme actions she calls for me are too much, even for my tastes." However, it remains unclear if he was being truthful there, as according to The Atlantic, certain aspects of the manifesto were written as an elaborate attempt at trolling, written specifically to prey on the mainstream media's worst tendencies. Owens took to Twitter to deny any link between her and the shooter, posting a cry-laughing emoji and the tweet, "LOL, fact, I've never created any content espousing my views on the Second Amendment or Islam. The left pretending I inspired a mosque massacre in New Zealand because I believe Black America can do it without government handouts is the reachiest reach of all reaches. LOL." In October 2018, 16 pipe bombs were mailed to top Democrats and Trump critics, including former President Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, U.S. Representative Maxine Waters, Robert De Niro, George Soros, and former Attorney General Eric Holder. Although all of the packages were intercepted by law enforcement, the situation caused a nationwide panic. Before a suspect or an arrest was made in the case, Candace Owens joined in with fellow right-wing pundits to claim that this was a hoax engineered by Democrats to damage the GOP in the midterm election. In a now deleted tweet, Owens wrote, "I'm going to go ahead and state that there is a 0% chance that these suspicious packages were sent out by conservatives. The only thing suspicious about all these packages is their timing. Caravans, fake bomb threats, these leftists are going all out for midterms." On October 26th, Trump supporter Cesar Sayak was arrested outside an auto parts store while wearing a Make America Great Again hat. The van Sayak lived in was covered in pro-Trump stickers and printouts that condemned liberals and the news media, including one image of Hillary Clinton under red crosshairs. Owens never addressed the issue again. On April 9, 2019, Owens was invited to testify before a House Judiciary Committee hearing on the subject of hate crimes and the rise of white nationalism. Instead of speaking on that subject, however, Owens instead denied that the hearing was about white nationalism at all and turned to a number of conservative talking points.
It's about fear-mongering, power, and control. It's a preview of a Democrat 2020 election strategy, same as the Democrat 2016 election strategy.
She did, however, eventually land on the topic of white nationalism and insisted that the statistics on that issue were being inflated by the widening definition of the term hate crimes. Owens also claimed that Democrats were targeting social media companies to suppress and censor dissenting viewpoints. During the hearing, YouTube was forced to disable comments on their live stream after being flooded with racist and anti-Semitic comments. A representative for the streaming giant told CNN, "Hate speech has no place on YouTube." Many people may vehemently disagree with practically everything Candace Owens says, but one family that truly loves her is the Trump family, most notably President Donald Trump himself. In May 2018, the president tweeted, "Candace Owens of Turning Point USA is having a big impact on politics in our country. She represents an ever-expanding group of very smart thinkers, and it is wonderful to watch and hear the dialogue going on. So good for our country." Meanwhile, Donald Trump Jr. let NBC News know that Owens might as well be a regular at Trump family functions. He explained, "Everybody in our immediate family has met Candace on multiple occasions and deeply appreciates what she has done to bridge the polarizing Delta left by leftist politicians and their media cohorts who wish to see this country divided." And after Owens...
Now, let's not lose sight my royal family. Now, they basically are saying that she's pretty much part of the Trump family, but she was not a keynote speaker when the Republican Party had their convention. It's just something to think about, my royal family. See, what really happened is she pissed off a lot of black conservatives, and some of them were much closer to Trump and got up in his ear. And that snub gave a signal to all of them. So they're going to stay on code. So it put Candace Owens on the spot. Now, as she trashed him and let out her true ass feelings, then she wouldn't be a part of it. So she had to suck it up. And she real good at sucking many things, my royal family. I mean, I'm just trying to say, I know some things, and, we're going to continue to go on this journey. But I just had to stop that right there. They're trying to make it sound a little bit fluff, but this shit real. Because when True Roll get finished, I'm going to put my twist on it. It's going to be real juicy, real juicy. So as we continue on my royal family.
Owens' testimony before Congress, the eldest Trump child tweeted out his support. He wrote, "Great to see someone call out the Dems on their purposeful manipulation of facts for their narrative. Since the media runs with anything they say and is the marketing wing of the DNC, they aren't used to getting called out for the repeated BS." In 2020, to combat the spread of COVID-19, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer issued her Stay Home, Stay Safe executive order. Upset at being ordered to stay home as the pandemic raged on, a number of armed protesters stormed the Michigan state capitol. Candace Owens took the opportunity to comment on the situation and make a few ideological points in the process. In a now deleted tweet, she wrote, "Apparently, Whitmer believes she is a duly elected dictator of a socialist country. The people of Michigan need to stand up to her. Open your businesses. Go to work. The police think she's crazy too. They are not going to arrest 10 million people for going to work." Twitter then briefly suspended Owens, claiming her tweet violated its platform guidelines. Naturally, Owens doubled down. She told the Washington Examiner, "I unequivocally stand by every single word of my tweet. The only person breaking any laws is governor-turned-dictator Gretchen Whitmer, who is impoverishing millions, ignoring the votes of her state legislator, and as a result, rolling over the constitutionally protected rights of Michigan citizens." As of July 2020, Michigan has the 8th highest coronavirus death rate in the United States. In 2020, Ahmaud Arbery, an unarmed black man, was allegedly gunned down during a jog after getting into a struggle with father and son Gregory and Travis McMichael. The McMichaels were reported to have pursued Arbery and Travis's truck because they believed he was a suspect in a string of burglaries. A third man, William Bryan Jr., recorded the confrontation that ended in Arbery's death on video. As it stands, all three men are facing charges in Arbery's death. What was Owens' take on the situation? She later tweeted, "Ahmaud Arbery was caught on camera breaking into an unfinished property that was owned by Larry English. His mother has confirmed it is him in the video. Please stop with the just a jogger narrative. Avid joggers don't wear khaki shorts and stop to break into homes." While Arbery is on surveillance camera viewing the construction site, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reports that he was on the property for less than 5 minutes and did not appear to take anything. On top of that, a Glenn County police lieutenant told CNN that the last known burglary in the area had occurred 2 months earlier. At the preliminary hearing in the Arbery case that took place a month after Owens' tweet, Special Agent Richard Dial of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation testified under oath that Travis McMichael used a racial slur while standing over Arbery's body. Even months after this came to light, Owens apparently refused to delete her original tweet. In the wake of George Floyd's death, while in the custody of the Minneapolis Police Department, Candace Owens once again leapt into a controversial stance in a video she posted online. Entitled, "Confession, George Floyd is neither a martyr or a hero, but I hope his family gets justice." Although Owens stated that the family of George Floyd deserves justice for the way that he died, that concession quickly led to the real theme of her argument. She explained, "The fact that Floyd has been held up as a martyr sickens me. Was he really going to change things around? It's just not true." Owens then blasted Floyd's past criminal history, including incidents unrelated to the arrest that led to his death. After receiving criticism for comments, Owens responded, "I've had time to reflect on my video about George Floyd, and you guys were right. I was very wrong. He went to prison 9 times, not 7. I missed 2 earlier convictions for theft and drugs." Not content to leave things there, Owens next set up a GoFundMe campaign for an Alabama bar owner who lost business after calling Black Lives Matter protesters idiots and George Floyd a thug in leaked text messages. The campaign raised $205,000 before being suspended. According to a screenshot shared by Owens, GoFundMe took down her fundraiser for violating a rule prohibiting user content that the organization deems to be in support of hate, violence, harassment, bullying, discrimination, terrorism, or intolerance of any kind. More specifically, in a statement released by GoFundMe, the company explained that Owens' fundraiser had been taken down because of a repeated pattern of inflammatory statements that spread hate, discrimination, intolerance, and falsehoods against the Black community at a time of profound national crisis. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about people in the news are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and the bell so you don't miss a single one.
Let's shut this down. And what I want to say is Candace Owens is very reckless. And I've been studying her for a while. She'll spew percentages and facts or whatever she's spewing. And people go and check on you, you know. That's why I do my thorough research, because you don't know who's going to go back and check on you. And people started doing fact checks. She don't study nothing. She just regurgitate whatever and make herself look like a complete fool. I mean, she is in it. She is in it fully, and she is reckless. And she's going to pay a very heavy cost. And she's going to be the type to get a nigga moment in many nigga moments and won't fully comprehend that she done got a unquote nigga moment, you know. And so before we, start this next video, I want to read part of this article. And this article came out February 5th, 2021. And something in here was very profound, what they said here. If anyone thought becoming a mom would prompt Candace Owens to tone down her reckless rhetoric on social media, think again. And they're absolutely right. She's digging in even harder, and you would think having a newborn, this thug, that you would be more engrossed with nurturing your baby. Candace Owens put up a picture of her baby, and her followers drug her and the baby, and she had to take it down. And she didn't say nothing at all. Nothing. And another thing, Candace Owens, she had put out another book, and the book sales were horrible, and she was trying to even work a scam like Amazon was, the Amazon employees were deliberately smudging Vaseline on the books and all this. She always just coming up with some kind of crazy ass scam. And the thing that's so crazy is that eye opening opposed to crazy is that I'm like, you always chasing coins, and this dude that you married, he obviously must be broke as a joke, and I know he probably getting a bit of an allowance or something. And I'm thinking because of that on the world stage snub where she didn't get to speak at the Republican convention, that would have been a big feather in her camp. And I know they looked at that and felt some kind of way. Now, if anybody don't know, whoever this guy she's married to, he comes from across the pond. And that would have been, because, she's coming off like she's so politically connected and all of that. And she don't mind being a puppet. She really don't. So now what we're going to do, we're going to do some recapping. And I have, we got 2 more videos. And then there's some things, some more things that I'm going to read. So I'm going to play the next video. And then there's a couple of little things I'm going to read. And like I said, I'm going to pull out the juicy parts. So I'm loving this, what we getting ready to see next. Oh, I love this. Let's blow this up all the way. Let's see if we can get this all the way. I don't think so. We're going to leave it right there. Anyway, let's roll with it. It's exactly 5 minutes.
I just have to say that I object strenuously to your use of the word hilarious. To me, this feels a lot like your reaction to being named in one of these manifestos. Now, you're of course not responsible for the words of somebody writing that document, but I do think that laughing at it is a real problem because these are real families that are impacted by this violence. And I think our efforts towards talking about this have to start from a place of mutual respect, which is what I've heard from this side of the table. Now, the reason we don't have those numbers, I want those numbers as much as you do. But to say the numbers don't show something is simply not supported by the data.
Okay, and I have 38 seconds left, Ms. Mulligan, if you want to respond within that time.
The only thing I would add is that it's in the name. Terrorism, domestic terrorism, it terrorizes us. It terrorizes us in our homes. It terrorizes us in our schools. And to the points made by the other panelists, it is disproportionate to its impact on any individual life, and it's not.
You reject the idea it's something that doesn't matter or doesn't really matter?
Absolutely reject.
Okay. All right, so here's where we are. Every member now has had 5 minutes in. Okay, and Mr. Clay, so we have 2 members who have not, so I'm going to go to the 2 members who have not yet, and we'll give an opportunity for a closing thought to any member who wants before we go.
Am I next to respond, or is Mr. Meadows?
I thought Mr. Meadows was
Mr.
next.
Meadows, okay.
Mr. Meadows is next, then Mr. Clay, then to you, Mr. Jordan.
Ms. Owens, obviously this is a gang up on you. We're giving these witnesses the ability to do a rebuttal on you, and so I find it unfair, Ms. Ballou. I mean, candidly, for you to show mutual respect and then you to go after Ms. Owens, it's not appropriate. So, Ms. Owens, you can have 4 minutes and 34 seconds to respond. However,
yield for a second?
I'll yield to.
Thank you. I believe, Ms. Owens, when you used the word hilarious, it was referencing the fact that no one had asked you a question. It wasn't to the subject matter of the hearing. Is that right?
That is correct.
And to have another witness insinuate something that is not accurate is just not appropriate, Mr. Chairman, for how witnesses are supposed to behave in front of this committee. I also think you didn't say it doesn't matter about the subject matter of today's hearing. You said there are other subjects that matter as well, and maybe we should spend some time on those. Is that accurate?
That is correct, and they matter much, 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 much more. And I have said that. I said that in my opening, and I will say it again. You know that white supremacy and white nationalism ranks nowhere near the top of the issues that are facing Black America. And the reason that you are bringing them up in this room is because it is attempt to make the election all about race as the Democrats.
Not in my case, Ms. Owens.
Please don't cut me off.
Please do not characterize my motive.
Mr. Chairman, it's my time.
Yeah,
it's my time.
You've got your time, Mr. Meadows. You have 3 more seconds.
Every 4 years you bring up race, and you knew exactly what I meant when I said hilarious, and you just tried to do live what the media does all the time to Republicans, to our president, and to conservatives, but you tried to manipulate what I said to fit your narrative, okay? I was not referring to the subject matter that is hilarious. I said it's hilarious that we are sitting in this room today and I've got 2 doctors and a missus and nobody can give us real numbers that we can respond to so we can assess how big of a threat this is. Because you know that it is not as big of a threat as you are trying to make it out to be so that you can manipulate. And the audacity of you to bring up the Christ Church shooting manifesto and make it seem as if I laughed at people that were slaughtered by a homicidal maniac is, in my opinion, absolutely despicable. And I think that we should be above that. To try to assign reality or any meaning to a homicidal maniac writing a manifesto, which, by the way, let the record show, also stated Spyro the Dragon, the child's cartoon, as a source of inspiration. He also cited Nelson Mandela as a source of information. I don't think that Nelson Mandela has inspired mosque shootings. You can correct me if you think I'm wrong. You would rather assign meaning to a homicidal maniac than to actually address the things that I said today that are actually harming Black America. Number 1, father absence. Number 2, the education system and the illiteracy rate. Illegal immigration ranks high, abortion ranks high, white supremacy and white nationalism, if I had to make a list again of 100 things, would not be on it. This hearing, in my opinion, is a farce, and it is ironic that you're sitting here and you're having 3 Caucasian people testify and tell you what their expertise are. Do I know what my expertise are? Black in America. I've been Black in America my whole life, all 30 years, and I can tell you that you guys have done the exact same thing every 4 years ahead of an election cycle, and it needs to stop.
Ooh, ooh.
Thank you,
Girlfriend. Oh, girlfriend in her feelings. Oh, you got some spunk on you, huh, Candace? You was feeling some kind of way. You know, that's the cost of cooning. They gonna call you on the carpet. And she was all up in her feelings, and I've been hearing her using this rhetoric for a minute, about like being vastly concerned about absentee fathers in the Black community and all that. That's just some shit. She don't mean it. But trust and believe, she don't mean it. She just didn't like being questioned the way that she was. So I just thought that was kind of juicy because I liked her just being all rattled and feeling some kind of way. So I was reading here. I'm going to read this about her. And these are some of the games that Candace Owens was playing. Now this, what I'm reading, was back when she was anti-Trump. In May of 2018, BuzzFeed reported that Candace Owens was the CEO of an anti-Trump, liberal-leaning website called Degrees 180. Owens wrote in a 2015 that it was good news that the Republican Tea Party will eventually die off peacefully in their sleep, we hope. Degrees 180 also talked about Trump's penis size and him being racist with an immigrant wife. The site reportedly shut down by the end of 2016, and Owens magically came out as a conservative on YouTube a few months later. See, she was involved in all kind of fuckery and stuff. And let's keep in mind, she had moved into that apartment and the rent was $3,000 a month. She stayed in there 6 months, didn't pay an ounce of rent at all. I mean, Candace is a straight ass gangster, Oh yeah. So as we continue on my royal family, we're gonna watch this last video, and then I'll have something, a few things to read to the royal family. Now I know y'all have seen this, but I still like watching Candace Owens get ripped on the world stage. Shit, juicy. Candace, you got to find the right hairdresser. Maybe you need to talk to Omarosa. Yeah, I'm being petty. I know some people don't like it. I don't give a damn. I do what I want to do over here on the True Royal family in True Royal. I can go there. I can be real petty and dusty and all that and greasy and grimy with the best of them. So.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In congressional hearings, the minority party gets to select its own witnesses. And of all the people that Republicans could have selected, they picked Candace Owens. I don't know Miss Owens. I'm not going to characterize her. I'm going to let her own words do the talking. So I'm going to play for you the first 30 seconds of a statement she made about Adolf Hitler.
I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist. But if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. Problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German.
All right, so my first question is to Ms. Hirschenoff. Ms. Owens said, quote, if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. So when people try to legitimize Adolf Hitler, does that feed into white nationalist ideology?
It does, Mr. Liu. I know that Ms. Owens distanced herself from those comments later, but we expressed great concern over the original comments.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Owens, I'm sorry, we just started recording. Would you like time to respond to that?
Yes, I think it's pretty apparent that Mr. Liu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip in its entirety. He purposely presented an extracted clip.
The witness will suspend for a moment. It is not proper to refer disparagingly or to a member of the committee. The witness will not do that again. Witness may continue.
Sure, even though I was called despicable.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said. May I continue?
Wait, please.
As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go.
Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, hold up. That was it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Man. Oh, my goodness. That was it. Wait a minute. Let's see what's going on there. Because that's the quickest 3 minutes I've ever seen in my life.
In congressional hearings,
here, let's see here.
The minority party
blow this up.
Select its own witnesses.
Let's get it right about around
of all the people
here. Let's see what this.
The witness will suspend for a moment. It is not proper to refer disparagingly or to a member of the committee. The witness will not do that again. Witness may continue.
Sure, even though I was called despicable.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said. May I continue?
Wait, please.
As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2-hour clip. And he purposefully he cut off, and you didn't hear the question that was asked of me. He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler in Germany, when in fact, the question that was asked of me was pertaining to whether or not I believed that whether or not I believed in nationalism, and that nationalism was bad. And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people. A nationalist would not kill their own people. That is exactly what I was referring to in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut-up similar to what they do to Donald Trump to create a different narrative. That was unbelievably dishonest, and he did not allow me to respond to it, which is worrisome and should tell you a lot about where people are today in terms of trying to drum up narratives. By the way, I would like to also add that I work for Prager University, which is run by an Orthodox Jew. Not a single Democrat showed up to the embassy opening in Jerusalem. I sat on a plane for 18 hours to make sure that I was there. I'm deeply offended by the insinuation of revealing that clip without the question that was asked of me.
Ooh, you in your feelings, girlfriend. You feeling some kind of way. Oh, you feeling some kind of way. Ooh, this shit is real juicy. I'm having a ball with this. I love this stuff. I love this. I'm still rolling, babe. I'll be done in a minute. There was Mr. Santana that showed up. Ooh, Candace was pissed. Wasn't she pissed, my royal family? You know, she don't like to be questioned on anything. I know I heard what she said when she was over there in the UK, and she was trying to sound very intelligent, and she was really lying, because I heard clearly what came out of her mouth, and it was trying to sound all profound, and then somebody had to pull her collar and say, you need to get that shit right. So, Candace Owens, you doing everything possible to stay relevant in the media. And an article came out, and wait a minute. Let's get Candace Owens in her truest light. Nah. But before we go there, you see her grandfather back there? He the only one that takes the time to put up with her fuckery. Grandpa got to be a coon, because ain't nobody corrected her with her isms, and she don't know how to stop. This is a clear, classic example of total self-hate. And then you want to, at our expense, the royal family's expense, say all type of greasy, grimy shit and get coins by any means necessary. But Candace, I have to do what I have to do, and I have to show you in your truest light. Now, let me get this all right. Now, I've shown this before, but y'all gotta be patient, my royal family. We got some new folks here, and they like, well, what the hell is this? Well, I'm gonna explain myself. See, wait a minute. Let me blow it up a little further. Okay, see, what happened is Candace was living in this apartment, and I'll read it. At the age of 28, Candace Owens was so fiscally irresponsible that she rented a $3,500 apartment, lived there for 6 months rent-free, then claimed she had got toxic mold sickness and threatened to sue her landlord to avoid paying rent. Legal documents prove, let me see here. Let me see if I can blow this up here, because it's coming up kind of janky on my end. And, oh yeah. Let me see here. I think I will be able, as I'm looking at this, because I'm on her Twitter, and there's some things that, because of YouTube's rules, we can't show anymore. So as I'm looking at these legal documents, the documents will be fine. And I know some of y'all have seen it, because I did a video on this. Anyway, this is one little thing. Unnecessary. Y'all know I'm good on my word on this one. I want to say something. She took that picture to make it like she was really, really sick. And she claimed that she had systemic yeast infection due to mold damage. So she wanted to look busted. I'm telling you, she's a straight ass gangster, but this is Candace in her truest light. You got to fully understand what's going on in my royal family. She was trying to work a twist. Candace, you cannot again get yeast infection from mold. Now, what your ass did was you purposely broke the air condition in the apartment that you never paid rent in and tried to create an environment where it was moldy. And I told you before, Candace, one dick at a time. You juggling too many, and then that's how you get the systemic yeast infection. And, David Chappelle was right when he said, you pull down, he's, smelling some kind of way, douche, wash your ass daily, you juggling dicks and, take a bath before and after or whatever, Candace, that's really what it was, my royal family. I know I can't, I have no damn filter sometimes, my royal family. I just have to give it to you raw. So we got that out the way, and now we're gonna get over here to this article. Candace Owens just lied to conservatives about black culture again. And this article was they printed this March 5th, 2021. So let's go and read a little bit of the juiciness. And she says, black culturally, honestly, breaks my heart. Oh, it breaks your heart? You trying to work or hustle? So quickly for the topics of faith, family, love to absolutely debauchery. We went from the Temptations and the Commodores to naked women debasing themselves in the blink of an eye. We are ruining black children with false idols. Now, Candace, anytime you're speaking truth about certain things, I have always owned it. But you ain't a good example of nothing either. They got receipts on you when your grimy ways. Let's not lose sight when that situation happened when you was in high school and them little white boys that you was messing with, and they wanted to run a train on you because, when you're in high school and you didn't give up the goods 9 times, teenage boys are going to go tell their friends. And so the NAACP helped you and all that. And then after that was all settled and you was basically called a thought, and then your sister was out there fighting your battles, and then the shit got real bad. You notice we don't see any of Candace Owens' family. We see her coon grandfather. I have seen a picture of her father when she got married. He did walk her down the aisle, but I ain't seen a picture of her mother, her sister, and you don't even hear her mention them. She act like they don't even exist. So basically, she done pissed off the black conservatives again. They cannot stand her. And in essence, Owens is claiming that the black community at large no longer values faith, family, and love, and have embraced absolutely debauchery because we elevate naked women, debasing themselves even further. She claims that black television shows no longer portray positive black families like the Huxtables. Well, I can agree with you on that, Candace. I have enough integrity to say that, even though I can't stand your ass. That is our duty and responsibility. And the space and time that we are in America, this is running through all cultures. So why are y'all always so laser focused on the royal family? Because the reason why they do what they do, my royal family, because there is no unquote backlash. And I've been talking about this to nauseum. This is our fault, allowing coons to waltz in and out of our communities, say whatever they want to say, and then when they get a nigga moment, they come running back, and we let them back. We're gotten a lot better where we're shutting doors, because when you cross over, you can't come back. Stay over there with your folks and stuff. You're not a good example, Candace Owens, at all. You done had a baby with a beast, and white folks and dragged your baby. That's a terrible thing that somebody would drag somebody's baby. But you didn't feel no way about that. But you feel real strongly about these statements you have made. Just doing whatever you got to do by any means necessary. You're grimy and greasy. And there will be more of nigga moments. Because at the end of the day, the enemy get what the enemy want to get out of you. And then after that, they do what they normally do. They kick you to the curb. Oh, yeah, it will happen. But this one, my royal family, it's going to take a while. Because she's willing to be drugged through the mud as long as she can be in the good graces of the enemy. So, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe. Ooh, Candace, you dusty.